Good morning, everyone. Today is our second debate, Finding the Way. This topic is from 10th grade English for Palestine. In today's digital world, smartphones have become an extension of ourselves, constantly tracking our movements and collecting our data and personal information, gathering them, packaging them, and selling them to third parties. While this can be useful for navigation, ride sharing, and weather updates, it still poses many privacy risks. Some companies sell our information and data for advertising or commercial reasons. In this regard, we'll talk about how can GPS be a double-edged sword, can benefit or harm the society. We start by someone who give a quick summary. Mr. Jacobs.
Marcus Stubb and his team wanted to row across the Atlantic from Canada to Britain and big stuff bring them forth. But GPS helped them for quite a while. In the end, GPS have good and bad sides. It can help to people to find their way, but it can sometimes be wrong.
Okay, thank you. So now, let's move to or dive in the debate. Should social media platforms have the right to track users? Some people might say that our mobile phones is like our loyal guide that serves us, learns habit about us to serve us better, reminding us when we park our car, telling us the best restaurant or recommending us the best restaurants and cafes that we might be interested or we might love or like. There are countless examples for the benefits of GPS. So, for the motion, what do you think about social media have the right to track users visible?
I think that social media apps can use GPS, but only if users agree and know about it. Using location can make apps more useful and helpful for people. For example, they help suggest nearby events, friends, popular activities, making the apps more useful and engaging. Also, in real time, the application sharing can, like on WhatsApp or Snapchat, can help in emergency, especially in travels, children, anyone or everyone on a rescue situation.
Okay. In a risky situation, against the motion, imagine that your phone is like your shadow, but not a silent follower, but a storyteller that keeps whispering your moves to unseen ears. What do you think? Why social media shouldn't have the right to use tracking through GPS? Mr. Akram, raise your voice.
Social media should not be allowed to track people locations
Because it attacks privacy. It also what?
even if users agree. Many times this concept is hidden in long rules that people don't really understand. GPS tracking is a big problem because it shows a private things, like where someone lives, works, or goes. This information can be used in a bad way.
Okay, so he's saying that GPS tracking through social media platforms can use data or information I don't want to share. Okay? Okay, thank you. Now let's move to the second round of the debate. Okay? Should parents, I'm talking about parents now, okay? Should parents have the right to track their children? Or is GPS tracking for children a form of safety or it's a violation or restriction of freedom? Mr. Abu Rob.
Yes, it's mainly said to many. Parents have a duty to protect.
Raise your voice. Parents have a duty
To protect their children, especially in unsafe environments or emergencies. GPS gives peace of mind. What a child goes missing or doesn't ask the phone. It's not about responsibility and security.
It's about responsibility and security. So he's saying that parents have the right or duty to protect their children. Okay, against the motion, why parents shouldn't track their children through GPS, Mr. Shibaya?
GPS tracking limits a child's personal freedom and creates wisdom.
Mistrust. Yes, mistrust.
Because that monitoring sends the message that the child is not trusting. Over time, this can harm. Over time, this can harm confidence and independence.
Independence. Okay, thank you. So here's the main idea that parents shouldn't track or monitor their kids 24 hours in 7 days. Because it's like you're growing your children to live in the world, not to live in a fishbowl. Okay? So being monitored, this would break trust, and instead of making them or making your children honest, this would have opposite end, like they start to rebel or hide things about you. Okay, moving to the third round, of debate. Does or should countries use GPS tracking to prevent terrorism, or is it a threat to freedom? Okay, is GPS tracking a threat to freedom or a protection against terrorism? Mr. Zitawi, okay, or Mr. Ahmed Isa first, we have who's with the motion. Yes.
Yes, GPS tracking helps keep people safe. It lets the police find suspects, stop the crimes, and protect country when used in the right way.
Yes. So he has a condition that if countries use GPS in the right way, that would protect the state. But if in the contrary, in some occasions, GPS can be used in the bad way. So some states, if you took the different example, if you look at a country like Israel, okay, Israel used GPS tracking for let's say biased reasons or political reasons. If someone, if a Jewish person was harmed, the police used GPS tracking to catch the criminal within an hour. But if an Arab person was harmed, the police turn a blind eye, okay, and they don't use GPS. And this shows that Arab lives are less important. So in some cases, the countries don't use GPS for the good reason. Against the motion, Mr. Zitaou.
GPS tracking can be a big threat in a people threat though. Tracking everyone lets governments watch citizens and use power in the wrong way. Even innocent people can be watched for no reason, which makes people feel afraid. Real democracy should protect people from danger or from too much crime.
Spot. Excellent. So he's saying that his argument that some countries or GPS can be a tool or a weapon for injustice. If you look at the voluntary Bashar al-Assad regime, okay, he uses GPS to restrict people's freedom. So instead of using GPS for useful ways, like prevent people from disappearing, he used GPS for his own political reason to end people's freedom. Okay, against the motion, Alan, yes?
Tracking people with GPS doesn't always protect society from terrorism. It can invade people's privacy and make them feel afraid. Innocent people may be watched even if they do nothing wrong. Also, relying on GPS may give a false sense of security. Protecting society should focus on smart planning and community safety, not just following everyone's vacation.
Yes. So you given about how, for example, the dark web is using how people use the dark web without GPS tracking. The dark web shows the moral weakness of the work. There happens, there lies a marketplace, a big marketplace of arm trading, human trafficking, organ trafficking. But there is no GPS tracking there. So this shows or exposes our governments how they turn a blind eye, okay, or they turn deaf ear for not tracking these criminals, okay, not tracking for those criminals. Okay, another example I tell you, China. China is a very advanced state, but it has serious accusations of organs trafficking. Some reports confirm that kidney transplants happen there every year or every day in the year. Okay? So, which make people suspect the origin of these organs. So here, China, because lack of transparency, and lack of open data law, and lack of GPS tracking, there is organ trafficking or human trafficking in China. Okay? Okay, so now moving to someone who would give his opinion about GPS. Someone who would give his opinion about GPS. Another one. Yes, Mr. Jamal.
Business is benefit from users.
Yes, you boss.
Business is benefit from users and helping both users and local shops. GPS tracking can be saved with a strong privacy and protection.
Excellent. GPS can protect privacy, his argument for his opinions. And Mr. Noras.
GPS tracking limits and children's personal freedom and creates mistrust. Constant monitoring send the message that the child is not tourist over time. This can harm confidence
Independence. Okay. Mr. Shah, would you like to? Yes, what's your opinion?
Some companies,
This is
some companies sell this data without telling users clearly. In the past, there's apps sell users' location to other companies, and that lead to spying, stalking, and hacking. That's very dangerous for people like victims abuse or activity, political activity.
political activities. Okay, thank